Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly review of my daughter's 529 plan / Able account. The reason why in this week's video I am saying / Able account is because I've actually completed the first transfer from the 529 to the Able account. So now the overall balance for my daughter is split between two accounts. I've been mentioning this in a couple of my weekly videos for the past several weeks, but my daughter has a severe disability and I am not sure what her future entails from an education standpoint and also just from an overall life independence standpoint as well. So when she was first born, for her first birthday, I opened up a 529. This is before I found out about her disability, thinking she's sort of on that traditional path to college. Now that I know about her disability, she's currently 4.5 years old. I have no idea what her capabilities will be as she gets older. Maybe some form of education might be in her future, but it just made sense for me to transfer the money from the 529 into an ABLE account. And ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience, and it's an investment / checking account for people with disabilities. So with the ABLE account, I can use it for anything at all, any expenses, clothes, food, shelter, transportation that goes towards the care of her because of her disability, and that also includes education. So I thought just long-term wise, the ABLE account made a lot more sense for her versus a 529 that is just purely for education. But there's a whole conversion process that you have to do that you can do up to the year. I believe it's up until January 1st, 2026. Don't quote me on that. You can convert your 529 to an ABLE account with no tax penalty at all. So that's why I'm trying to just jump on it sooner rather than later. Originally, I was planning to do the first conversion starting in 2024, but of course, I started it and completed it in 2023, the first conversion. So you can only convert up to $17,000 per year, at least for the year 2023, from a 529 to an ABLE account. That's also the max gift limit as well. I'm not sure if that amount will go up for 2024, but it doesn't matter because I've already converted $17,000 from the 529 to the ABLE account. So in January of 2024, I'm going to convert this remaining balance to the ABLE account at that time. So I'm going to toggle between here and the ABLE account. So the balance on the 529 is $13,538.65. And if I go over now to our ABLE account, we can see here the balance, and this is the New York ABLE, because we live in New York State, New York City specifically. We see here the balance on the ABLE account is $17,076. So if you add this balance to the $13,000 that I just mentioned, the overall total is $30,539.41. Let's just go ahead and look at the deposits for the past week. So again, we're going to toggle between these two accounts on a go-forward basis until I convert the remaining balance of the 529 to the ABLE in January of 2024. So if we go ahead and look at the deposits for the past week, I'm still only contributing directly to the 529, not the ABLE account. Once the conversion is completed, of course, all future deposits will go right into the ABLE account. So if we just look at the deposits for the past week, so here we go. On December 18th, I did the rollover. You see that it says here direct rollover. This was the rollover from the 529 to the ABLE account. I rolled over $16,975. I know I mentioned before that the max rollover you can make for the year is $17,000. Reason why this is not $17,000 is that I had opened up the ABLE account and deposited $25 in it. So I had to account for that. I walked through that process in last week's video. So if you want to see that, you can check out that video, but that's why it's $16,975 versus $17,000. Then on That same day, December 18th, I deposited $25. Then on December 19th, I deposited another $25. So deposits for the week is $50. Year-to-date contribution is $11,225. And let's go ahead and just flip over to the Able account so you can see here. This is the $25 that I talked about I deposited earlier. Here's the rollover. You see here, 529 rollover. And the $16,975 into her Able account. And you see here, 2023 total contributions is $17,000. Again, the $695 plus the 25, that's what brings the $17,000, and that is the maximum I can contribute for the year 2023 into the Able account. The Able account, it does have more limitations, right, in terms of what you can contribute each year. Whereas the 529, there's none. You could contribute $1 million a year into the 529, but realistically, there's probably like 1% of people who can put in $17,000 every single year towards their child's account, including me. That I cannot put in this much money. I would be shocked if there was ever a year that I could actually contribute $17,000 to her Able account. But of course, I would welcome it, right? Like, I would happily welcome whatever windfall or major luck I would have in life where I can put in $17,000 per year. I think more realistic for me is probably in that $5,000 to maybe $6,000 range per year. I could do, but we'll see what happens. But so this is where we are on the Able account. And actually, let me go back to the Able account really quickly. So all investments go into the aggressive option. That is the most aggressive investment portfolio I could have selected for the Able account. They did give you a couple other options, such as moderate or just the option to put all the money into like a checking account. But given my daughter is 4.5 years old, she has time on her side. So as long as I'm working, I just want to keep her investments as aggressive. I did look at the investment for the Able versus the 529. Personally, I don't think it's as good because even the aggressive option here has her having exposure to international stocks, which I'm not a big fan of international stocks, so I don't like that. And then there's like a small percentage in bonds, which I'm like, would not want any of her money in bonds at all. So I don't think the gains on the Able will be as lucrative as the 529, which is not good, but I wanted to take advantage of this time period where I could make the conversion or the transfer out of the 529 into the Able with no tax penalty. So I think the growth on the account will slow down significantly, but overall, I think I'm making nothing. Overall, I know I'm making the right decision in terms of where her funds, her money should be. All right, so that is it for this week. I'm no longer going to go into like the performance tab where it shows the, like the principal amount, the earnings, because again, now it's split between the 529 and the Able account. So these earnings are not accurate. This principal is not accurate, of course. And in terms of investment, this is what the 529 is invested in. But again, really, it's us looking more at the Able account investment. So no longer going to talk about this. But yeah, this is where we are for this week. So first conversion process has been done. 17,000 contributed for 2023 for the Able account. And like I said, I will complete the final conversion in January of 2024. So this entire balance will get moved over into the Able. And yeah, at some point in February, the weekly videos will be all about her Able account and no longer any mention of the 529. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.